Do you want to know how to tap into the numerological influences so that we can leverage that to our advantage? Welcome to your to-do list from the universe. I am your host, Cindy Van Arnhem. And just like Joy Kingsborough this morning was saying, both of us love to tap into the numbers every morning and really just feel what it is that they are sharing with us. I always look at the numbers as this like universal checklist, this code that shows us the pathway to what we want. So this morning, as I was leaning into this, I was really feeling this Eight of Clubs energy that's this devotion of the mind. Now, the mind is really, really powerful, but it ain't running the show. Good morning. Welcome. Your mind is not running the show, even though it likes to think that it wants to, right? And so I remember years ago when I first started this work, I had this belief that if I just worked a little bit harder, that somehow I would break through and achieve the life that I wanted. That I was somehow, my worth was somehow defined by my ability to get shit done. That I literally named my business Get Shit Done. I was known as the Get Shit Done girl. And then I remember Joy saying to me one day, if you just meditated more, you'd make more money. And I thought, what is this crap? I'd never meditated in my life. I defined my value based on my ability to check things off a list. But I thought at that point, what did I have to lose? Because honestly, I was suffering. I was not thriving. I was borrowing from the bank of mom, living PayPal to PayPal, and I was suffering. I was not in a good place. So I thought, okay, well, let's give this thing a try. And so I devoted myself to every day going and sitting on my patio and spending time in meditation, contemplation, and really just allowing myself to be a human being instead of a human doing. Now, don't get me wrong. I love to-do lists. They're everywhere. I love to check things off the list. It gives me this sense of satisfaction. But my value and my worth are not defined by my ability to check things off of said lists. My value and my worth come from the inside out. So this morning, as I was feeling into these numbers of the Eight of Clubs and the ruling number 9, I just asked, what is it that you want us to know today? What is it that we can focus on collectively in order to get the life that we dream of? And the first thing that came into mind is number 1, awareness is everything. If you are aware of the thoughts you're thinking, then you can recognize when your thoughts are driving towards that to-do list of 52 million things to do, or if you're willing to question your beliefs. What if my beliefs don't match up to my desires? What if I could shift my belief just a little bit? What if I could think different thoughts that support where I want to go? So this morning I was thinking about, there's always 52 million things to do. That's just the case. It is the case with everybody I know. There's always something to do. And yet this morning I was so pulled to come inside, to devote my thinking patterns to what's happening in the heart and in the body, to devote my mind to the desires that I want to move out into the world, not to look outside of myself for all the evidence that shows me that I don't have what I want, but rather to come inside. And it's really simple. So I'm going to give you really specific instructions. All you need to do is invite your mind to play with you. Bring your awareness into the space of the heart and think about the feeling you want to feel. So, for example, I love to experience the feeling of love in my body. That wasn't always easy for me to do. And so what I do is recall a memory of the last time I felt that feeling. So for me, fastest way to get there, think about my little dog, Diablo. Instant love in the body, it just amplifies and fires up. So think about the last time you felt what you want to feel, and then notice the sensations that rise up in the body. So if you want to feel wealthy, when was the last time you felt wealth? Remind yourself in the mind what that feels like and notice the sensations in the body. What does it feel like? Teach your mind to play with you. So step number 1 today of your 3 keys, your 3 to-dos today is number 1, recognize that awareness is everything. Number 2, we need to come into an acceptance of what is. So you may not be experiencing the thing that you want to experience. And so what happens, especially with this 8 energy, is that we go looking everywhere outside of ourselves for that to happen. Well, why don't I have the money in my bank account? Why don't I have the relationship? Why don't I have the love? Why don't I have all the clients that I want in my world? And we start thinking that we need to do something in order to make that happen. No. All you need to do is accept. Now, we love to skip over this part. The doers in the world, we would prefer to just skip right into the doing part and forget about the acceptance piece, but we cannot bypass. There are no such thing as shortcuts. Trust me, I have tried. It doesn't work. So the acceptance of, I am willing to accept what is right now. And I am also willing to accept that there's more. I'm willing to accept what is, and I'm willing to accept where I'm going. And don't just think it, feel it. Feel the acceptance. Today is a feeling day, even though it's the 8 of clubs. That 8 of clubs wants your mind to be powerful and strong. Bring it into the feeling state. Call yourself higher with the 9 in the feeling of it. Let go of the preconceived notions that your ego thinks are true and invite the mind to play in the sandbox of who you are. The sandbox being full of possibility, full of love and wealth and joy and all these beautiful relationships and connections and community. That is the possibility playground that we get to choose to play in. But only once we are aware of our thoughts and we come into an acceptance of what currently is. So step number 2, acceptance. Step number 3 of the 3 keys, the 3 things to do today to leverage these numbers is to choose how you're going to experience today. Your mind is powerful, but it is not running the show. You get to decide, you get to direct your mind. You get to bring your mind into this possibility playground and decide, will you choose to experience today based on all the 52 million things on your to-do list and all the stress and all the anxiety and all the stuff that needs to get done and everybody else's obligations and your email and your Facebook notifications and all the things. Oh, I'm getting stressed out just thinking about it. Or will you choose to come into the body and invite your mind to play? How do I want to experience today? Set an intention and then invite in the awareness of what's next. That 8 of clubs wants to try to run the show, but you are more powerful than anything your brain and ego wants to come up with. It may take some practice, but keep bringing it down into the body. Awareness is everything, acceptance of what is, and then choose. Those are your 3 steps today. Have an amazing, beautiful day. I love you. I believe in you, and I see your power. Make sure you subscribe so that you catch these daily broadcasts, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.